So before we dive into the investing side of it, why don't you kind of talk to us and tell us where you are as an investor? Like, what are you doing right now that has you talking with these founders, and then dive into what you're looking for?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so I launched a new venture capital firm earlier this year called the Department of XYZ. And as the kind of name might suggest, like our focus is being a bridge between founders and government. I mean, very culturally, two very distinct and different groups and sets of culture. And we want to sort of bridge that world and help innovators, founders navigate it and build in a responsible and compliant manner. And we are so I mean, some of the themes that I'm interested in now is I mean stable coins. I really think stable coins I believe the stable coins will be the payment systems of the future. And I think it's going to be uh, just an enormous space, particularly as it relates to anything cross border. And it's going to be a more, I think, complicated. Or complicated is the wrong word. I think it's going to be a more extensive ecosystem than maybe I would have thought a few years ago, where I think you're going to have all sorts of players in the space, including local players in different in jurisdictions throughout the world. Tokenization of real world assets is something that people have been wanting to see for a very long time. You see, as Limita is very well aware. I mean, you've seen almost every large like investment bank put out some eye-popping projection, right? Ranging from 5 trillion to like, I think it's trillion, right? Am I getting it wrong? 5 billion? I think it's like 5 to like 15 between now and 2030, right? In the amount of tokenized real world assets, which is, I mean, kind of hard even for me to believe, but I think that I absolutely think that's a major trend. The other thing I think that sort of we're starting to see, and I think it's a narrative that hasn't really been talked about as much. I think when, some people think about blockchain, they kind of get too analytical and they think about efficiency or speed or cost reduction. And I think that actually, I mean, some of those, that can be a benefit for sure. But I think one of the biggest benefits that is sort of under discussed is blockchain as a means of equalization in society. And you're seeing that today between wealthy countries and less wealthy countries. It's probably where you see the most significant use cases. So that's in the form of, for example, stable coins and people who live in Argentina or Lebanon or Turkey or other parts of the world being able to hold US dollars in a high inflationary context. That's what's motivating, I think, a lot of what you see in the tokenization of T-bills, which is another big trend. And I think people sort of see as almost like an interest-bearing stable coin. And those products are almost exclusively only available to non-US persons, actually the people that are involved in these tokenization projects. So again, it's like this equalization, leveling of the playing field type of opportunity. And then of course, like in the credit space as well, like taking credit from places where it is, or capital from places where it is abundant and making it available in places where it is more scarce. So anyway, I think that's another theme that, especially kind of in the interest rate environment we're in today, will be a dominant one for the next several years.